I love space. I don't know if you can tell, but it is very cool to see you take on a pretty isolating role. Like it is you mostly throughout the film, and I'm curious just because that also means that you have to carry a lot of the emotional weight of the story. But how did you work with Jess to kind of interpret the script and carry that burden for Sam's journey throughout the story?
Yeah, I really relied on our director very much so, especially in the scenes where I was alone, which, as you said, is most of them. But she wrote the script as well, and she was always 10 steps ahead and always knew exactly how she envisioned the moments that we were filming. It was she really had done her homework. So I knew very early on that I could trust that she knew where my character was meant to be emotionally. If I was ever unsure, I always really knew that she would be sure. So that was a nice thing to have that trust in your director.
Yeah, I think it's that's one of the benefits of having a director who's also the writer on a project is that they have a fuller scope of what things should look and feel like. But I heard that there was some like interviewing of actual astronauts who talked about the reacclimation process to what it's like coming back to Earth post journey. And your character does have a lot of like not necessarily training scenes, but testing scenes where you're being physical and kind of figuring out like what where your body is post trip. But what kind of what did you learn from those astronauts if you've gotten to speak to them about what it's like to come back to Earth after being in space?
Well, Jess had done all of that because she wrote it. She had done all of that research, interviewing people for the script. So most of what's in there is actually what she learned from her interview. So for me, it was that portion of it. I was lucky because it was already there, and that's why it was there. But then I did, sort of obsessively watch interviews and videos of astronauts coming back from space and. I mean, there's some really specific things that you can see online, even just of how they can't even certain experiences, or they have trouble standing up. And at one point, there's an amazing interview where the astronaut is being interviewed, and she literally faints
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of it because it's too soon to be. She literally gets off of her mission and starts doing an interview. And this was a very long time ago, so things I think have changed and protocol has changed. But yeah, there's like so much access to all of those things now, just online anyway. So yeah, I felt like a lot of it was there for me. And a lot of it's there for a reason in the script.
Yeah, I do want to talk about kind of the practical effects that are on you, like during like what I would like, for lack of a better term, like the body horror elements of what you're going through or what Sam's going through. What like how much time did you spend in the makeup chair? Like, was there CG enhancement to some of them? I'm curious just because it looked gross, but like I want to know more.
Yeah, well, we were a lower budget
Mm,
film, so they had to be very creative, and time was of the essence. And so I wasn't spending very much time at all in the chair, but what you see is mostly makeup, which is impressive because our poor makeup artist did not have very much time at all, but he had to be creative, and he certainly was. And I don't know how much of it is added onto CGI. I want to say not a lot, if any. There is for obvious reasons. Towards the end, there is
mhm.
stuff, but for the most part, it's good old-fashioned makeup and creativity.
Yeah, totally. Last time I saw you in space with things floating around was Fantastic Four. And so I am Comicbook.com. And it's so funny. I was just on a plane recently and rewatched Friendship, the whole like the new Marvel's supposed to be nuts.
Oh
But
yeah.
but I was just curious if you actually watched the Fantastic Four, the first steps, and what were your kind of reactions to that movie?
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see it. I actually want to see it with my oldest kid because I love the cast so much. So and I think the world looks so beautiful. But no, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, totally. I think there's like a Sue Storm kind of resurgence with like the video games and just like
Oh, cool.
Marvel media right now. So in the world of multiverses, would you ever revisit that character if you got a chance?
Oh, if I was invited to revisit, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I love superhero stories, obviously depending on what they are. And really I'm open to most genres and most characters. Like I don't have anything that I don't think I have anything that is a hard no for me. Like I'm very open to doing different things and yeah, all of it's exciting to me.
Yeah, totally. I'll wrap with that, but I do hope you do more stuff with Tim Robinson because I loved Friendship. It was so much fun, like the kind of dry humor. But thank you so much for your time today. I know you
Thank
got to get
you.
running, but I appreciate it so much.